Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and this is going to be another tutorial video on how to tie things with paracord. I got some really good responses from the last one that I did with the keyring fob and the split ring. So I also got a lot of people asking me how I tie my paracord bracelets, specifically the ones with the quick release buckles. So I figured I'd go ahead and take the time to show you guys this. Now, like I mentioned in the other video, I don't edit my videos, so if this isn't something that you're interested in, you might want to skip this one. But if you are, then go ahead and keep watching. Just like always, you're gonna need a something to burn the paracord ends with, so a lighter or matches will do. Something to cut, so a knife, will do, and then your buckle, and then obviously you're going to need some paracord. Now, for this particular bracelet, I'm going to actually use 2 colors of paracord. So let me take this off to the side. Now, there's a lot of videos here on YouTube on how to tie paracord bracelets. I'm going to do the Cobra Stitch braid. And, this is just my take on it. Everybody has their own techniques, and, they all work for everybody. So hopefully this will be a lot easier for some people. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut a length of paracord, and you just kind of measure it around your wrist. You're going to want to make sure that the paracord is, you have a lot of room in there, just to give you some room to work with, as far as tying and, finishing off and stuff like that. So, maybe like 2 or 3 inches, bigger. What I normally do is I separate the buckles, so I'll use one or the other. And then what I'll do is once you find you double it over and find the center, you're going to go ahead and feed that center through one of the straps there, and then you're going to feed the two ends through there. So you're going to end up with this kind of hitch right there. Now, I don't know all the terminology and particular names behind it, but it'll end up looking like this, and then you have the length of paracord right there. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut 2 lengths of paracord, and in this case, I'm going to use black, and I'm going to use foliage green. Now, the length is going to be dependent on your wrist size, but I normally find that about 3 feet of either color or 6 feet of one color, if it's gonna be the one color, is what works for me. And I have about a 7.5 to 8 inch wrist, so I guess that's kind of average, you could say. What you're gonna want to do is what I would normally do is I would open it up and then cut, so I have a clean cut through there, and then I'll do the same with the other one, just so I'm working with clean ends. Because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to burn one of these ends, and what I would normally do is the lighter shade out of the 2 is the one that I would burn. And then what you do is you're going to want to burn it. There we go. Burn it, and then twist it so that it almost twists into a point. Okay, so, and I'm sorry if you hear some noises in the background. I'm trying to film this while everybody's home. So you're gonna try and twist this so that it burns into a sort of a point. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to frail these out just by tapping it, and then pull out a little section of the strands from inside, and then you're gonna want to cut those as well. So cut those strands. And then what will happen is once you pull on it, the strands will recess back into the cord itself, so it'll leave it a little bit more hollow. Now what you're going to do is you're going to want to take the end and just kind of feed it into it, just as far as it'll probably go. Depending on how much you cut, it shouldn't go too much. And so now you'll have one color inside the other, and I don't know if you guys can see how it bulges out right there, so you can tell that it's in there. And then what you're going to want to do is burn it. Just burn the frayed ends around, and what that'll do is it'll actually seal the one cord inside of the other one. All right. So now you have them together. Now is when you're going to go ahead and start your braid. And basically, what this is going to be is just going to be a regular Cobra Stitch braid. I'm not going to go ahead and show you how that's done, but this is pretty important because the buckles are, they're kind of one directional because they're curved. You're going to want to make sure that the bracelet is the way you're going to want to do it. So if you want, like in this case, the foliage in the middle and then the black on the outside, then go ahead and start it out that way. If not, you know, you're going to be left with, you know, maybe something that you don't like. So just you know, just start wrapping it and weaving it in and out. And I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. Now, what you want to try and do is every time that you weave it through, you know, go ahead and cinch it up so that it's nice and tight, so that you have a tight weave, because that's going to make the actual bracelet look a lot better. I know I'm all over the place in the camera here, but you know, I'm just trying to do this through the viewfinder. Alright, just go ahead and weave it. And like I said, if you guys might want to fast forward through this, just because I'm not really into editing my videos, just go ahead and do so. But just so you guys can see, you know, this is how it's turning out. If I was going to do it the other way, the black would be in the middle, and then the foliage on the outside. So let me keep going here. Normally, something like this, from beginning to end, should take you no longer than 10-15 minutes, you know, once you get the hang of the weave, because that's what takes the longest time. Now, a lot of times you see people here on YouTube, when they're, you know, doing tutorials on the paracord bracelets and stuff like that, they'll have them you know, kind of wrapped up, or you know, taut, you know, with a rubber band or something like that, or some sort of contraption tied up to a desk or around their waist or something like that. Now that works, but you know, for me it doesn't, just because I'm not normally in one position when I'm doing this. Maybe I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, or you know, laying in bed looking at YouTube videos on my laptop. So you know, I don't want to have to be restricted to having to be sitting at a desk while I do this. So you know, I find that if you just, you know, go ahead and do this kind of freestyle and just pull it taut every time that you do, so you guys can see it's pretty stiff, and it's keeping its shape really nicely. So there's no need to you know, to do all that other stuff that a lot of people do. But again, you know, everybody does what works for them, and if it works for you, hey, go, you know, go right ahead and do it. This is just the way that I do mine, and you know, so far I've been pretty happy with my method. So you guys can see, you know, in a couple of minutes, you know, you start gaining the length that you want. Now, obviously, you're going to do this until you get close enough to, you know, where it will wrap around your wrist. And then I'll show you how to finish it off with the other buckle. Now, this is the one of the main differences that I've seen from how I do it to how a lot of other people do it. Generally, they'll have it done and you know, measured out with the other buckle where it's going to go exactly and everything. And you know, that's all fine and dandy, but you know, I might be making this for me, and you know, I get a phone call, somebody says, hey, can you make me a paracord bracelet? And you know, I might have to you know, maybe adjust it to somebody else's wrist size or something like that. And you know, if I already have it cut out and whatnot for my wrist size, then you know, I'm gonna have to waste some more paracord or some more buckles or whatnot to do it to somebody else. So with this one, it's pretty easy to just start the weave, and then just you know, finish it off to whoever wrist size that might be. So what I'll do is, as I'm doing it, I'll go ahead and measure it, you know, just to kind of see how much longer I have to go. And I'm trying to talk through this video just not to make it too boring for you guys. Probably like, come on, finish already. I'm almost done. Alright, so you guys can see I have you know, some left over, which is what you want. You know, you know, it's paracord. I know you want to get your money's worth whenever you do it, but you know, this stuff is so versatile and so cheap and so easy to get that, you know, I don't mind, you know, just cutting it a little longer, just because I rather it be longer and you know, I get it the way I want, than cut it too short and then you know, I'm left with something that's almost good enough, you know. So now, just so you know, at the end of the weave here, if you wanted to do a king cobra, all you have to do is turn it around and then just start weaving the other way. And it's pretty easy that way. But you know, I'm going to just do a regular one here. Now, what you want to do is you want to measure, you know, to see. Obviously, you're going to take the other buckle into consideration. Now, what I did is I tied them a little too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up one of these knots. And then here's where the next buckle comes into play. You're going to grab the next buckle and you're going to feed it. If it's one of these buckles that has the two, it's up to you if you want to do it on the top one or the bottom one. I normally use the bottom one just to make it a little easier on myself. And then what you do is, you know, cinch it through till it comes up all the way. And then, as you guys can see, you got the cord down here. All right, turn it around the same way I was doing it. You got the cord right there. Now what you're going to do is, you're just going to do another weave, but weave the cord underneath it. And what that's going to do is it's going to trap the cord there. So you see now it's now that cordage is trapped underneath. The 550 cord is trapped there. So it starts to lock it in place. Now what I'll do is, you know, I'll put it around my wrist and test it, you know, to see if the length is good enough. And if it is, you know, then I'll just keep weaving it there. Looks like it is, so you know, I can go ahead and lock it again, and then just finish weaving on top of the cord. And I'll show you underneath what I'm talking about. There you go, weave that one, and one more should do it. Alright, let's see, weave one more. Alright, and that's, you know, that buckle is locked. So you guys can see it's completely finished. Now you have the cord down here, just locked underneath the you know, the couple weaves there. So I'll test it out again just to make sure that it fits. Go ahead and snap it in. Alright, as you guys can see, there it is, finished. So now all you have to do is just cut the ends right here. Alright, which I'll do now, so just so you guys can see. You know, you cut the one end here of the paracord. And you take your lighter and you're going to burn it to lock that paracord in. And I'll just use the side of the lighter to kind of smush it in so it's not too popping out there. I'll cut the other side. There. Burn that one also. Alright, smush it down. Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll do the bottom right here. And just do the same thing, just cut the excess cordage from the bottom. Okay, and then just burn that. And then once you burn that, that'll actually be left underneath the weave. And you know, a lot of people might think that it's going to be uncomfortable while you're wearing it or anything like that. But if you cut it close enough, and then you pat it down, you know, there you go, you pat it down with the lighter, you barely feel it underneath there, and there it is. Alright, so you guys can see it's a Cobra Stitch 2-color with a buckle bracelet. Let me see if it'll focus a little better. So you guys can see the weave is nice and tight. So now when you wear it, it's going to be really comfortable, really easy to take on and off. And the good thing is that if you're going to be carrying this as a survival bracelet, you also have a buckle. So, you know, just in case maybe you're carrying a backpack or something like that, and, you know, the straps were to break on the bag, then you have an extra one to use. Or, you know, if you have to use the actual strap for anything. Now, you're always going to want to make these just a tad bigger than your actual wrist size, because if you get it wet, you know, it'll shrink and it'll you know, form fit better. So there you go. That's how I do my Paracord survival bracelet, Cobra Stitch with a buckle. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.